Good morning. I'm Broward County Mayor Barbara Sharif. It has now been 5 days since Hurricane Irma passed through our community. Since then, I'm proud to say that Broward County continues to move forward. An extraordinary recovery effort has been made, and we are focused on restoring electricity, opening up points of distribution centers for residents, and removing debris from all roadways throughout Broward. This morning, FPL reports that an estimated 34% of residents remain without power. There are currently 2,840 crews working across the county. I'm pleased to announce that FPL expects all power to be restored by Sunday. Points of distribution centers will be open in C.B. Smith Park, Regional Park, Howard C. Foreman Campus in Pembroke Pines, McTier Park in West Park, Patrick Melly Park in Dania Beach. And for more information about these locations, you can visit our website at broward.org/hurricane. That's broward.org/hurricane. Most roads have been cleared, and we expect all roads to be passable by the end of the week. Many roads still have debris in one or more lanes. Please call your city or 311 to report any significant debris impeding safe travel. Crews are currently working on A1A and are expected to be completely clear of sand today. Many of our county parks have resumed full or partial operations. Visit broward.org/parks for the latest update. City and park information is available by contacting your city directly. A number of county libraries are open today from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. with limited services. To find the library closest to you, visit broward.org/library for the latest openings. Note that late fees as well as fines for holes not picked up will be waived through Friday, September the 15th. County courts are closed today except for first appearance, shelter, and juvenile detention hearings. Reminder to all county residents, if you are a homeowner in Broward County and have damage that is documented, you can apply for funding from FEMA. Read about eligibility criteria and what types of assistance are available, as well as apply for funding at disasterassistance.gov. That's disasterassistance.gov. Or you can call 1-800-621-3362. That's 1-800-621-3362. JetBlue will provide hot meals from 20 food trucks at the BB&T Center in Sunrise today from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch and from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. for dinner. That's JetBlue will provide the hot meals of 20 food trucks at the BB&T Center from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch and from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. for dinner. And I want to thank another community partner who has stepped up to the plate. Individuals with disabilities needing assistance with repairs or damage to their residence, taking down hurricane shutters, accessing generators for power restoration, and even coordinating temporary living arrangements or obtaining wheelchairs or other medical devices, please call 954-722-6400. That's 954-722-6400, or visit the Center for Independent Living of Broward at the website www.cilbroward.org. The United Way of Broward County is partnering with Hands on Broward to deploy volunteers who are distributing supplies and helping with repairs for any resident in need as requests come in. In addition, if you would like to donate items such as personal hygiene items, non-perishable food, water, diapers, cleaning supplies, or food gift cards, no clothing is needed. Please contact 311 for more information. We have had many accidents throughout this post-storm phase, and they had to do with generators. And so I've asked Deputy Chief Tim Keefe to discuss generator safety. Tim?
Mayor, thank you very much. As the mayor said, there's still about a third of the county without power right now. Many of you are running generators, so there's a couple of key tips we'd like to give you to remind you while you're operating those generators. First and foremost, never operate that generator in an enclosed space. That includes your garage, your patio, indoors in any way. We ask that you keep it at least 15 feet away from your house. The #1 cause of injury and death while operating a generator is carbon monoxide poisoning. It is odorless, tasteless, it can't be detected. unless you have a carbon monoxide detector, which is available for purchase from most home improvement centers. Please do not operate the generators in the rain. Turn off the generator before you refuel it. Please allow it to cool before you attempt to refuel it. If you are storing gasoline, we ask that you put them in improved gasoline containers. Avoid electrical hazards by plugging the generator directly into the appliances. Use heavy gauge outdoor cords. Don't attempt to backfeed your house through your wall outlet. This is reckless and dangerous to utility workers and to your neighbors who may be on the same transformer as you. And this bypasses many of the safety features that are included in your home. On behalf of Sheriff Scott Israel, all the professional men and women of Broward Sheriff's Office and the Fire Rescue Department, we thank you for listening to this, and we ask you to remain aware and be safe and work with us and our community partners here in county government. Thank you.
Thank you. This Emergency Operations Center and its ground and field operations run with a tremendous coordination and collaboration throughout the county. None of this could be possible without the directors that worked here in the Emergency Operations Center, from Director Miguel Ascarance to all of the department heads for our emergency field units. I want to say a big thank you to them. Broward County would not have been where it is today without the people that you don't see on this screen every day. These are the people that make us look good and make you look good, Broward County. And we want to just say thank you to them. If you know any of them, just say thank you. They've gotten us through a tremendous storm, and they've done it with such ease. So thank you, Broward County. Please stay safe. If you have other information that you need, you can still call our hotline at 954-831-4000, and we will answer you. This is our sign-off press conference, as we are going to go ahead and go back to work and get you back to normal. Thank you, Broward County, and stay safe. Any questions?
Can you start with telling us what you know about what you were being told about as you came in about nursing home deaths?
Sure. So just now, as we were on this press conference, we were informed that there were 2 deaths reported at a nursing home in Hollywood, and that is about all the information that I have.
Do you know anything about what happened or how or where?
I know it's in Hollywood, and I don't know what happened yet, but I will give you that information as I get it.
Commissioner Fertz, in your district?
And I haven't learned anything yet either. I know they evacuated that rehabilitation center, and that's all I know.
What rehabilitation center?
I don't know the name of it. I'm going to find out as soon as I can.
Do you know when they evacuated it?
I don't.
My understanding is that it's ongoing. I think it was in Hollywood Hills area. Mayor, people forget that a lot of the deaths that are a result of hurricane and tragedies like this come after the storm has passed. Can you talk about people being extra cautious now, not being relieved or in a euphoric state that the danger has passed? Can you talk about that?
So we've been stressing that usually it does happen after the hurricane. One is electrocution deaths. People walk up to down power lines, walk into puddles of water, and they get electrocuted. 2, dehydration, people not taking care of themselves, getting overheated after the storm. That can cause death. The third thing that we know is that elderly people and our children, our population of children, are very vulnerable. So they're not out of the woods yet. We need to try to restore power and try to get those people to a safe and comfortable place. And if they're not in a safe and comfortable place, they need to be calling our hotline at 954-831-4000 to let us know that.
Chief, if we could ask you about the difficulties in what your men are having to do right now. My understanding is that they're evacuating the structure where the 2 deaths occurred. Do you have any information about what your men are facing at this point as they go up to this tragedy?
Yes, we're assisting with our units, as well as all the mutual aid partners are pitching in to help assist and evacuate. Basically, we call it a multi-casualty incident. We're being told that we're evacuating approximately 100 patients. in partnership with the City of Hollywood and getting those people to appropriate facilities. But there are, as the mayor said, many issues that come up after a storm. Just recently we had a structure fire in Deerfield Beach where the power was restored to a house. The occupants happened to be out of the structure at the clubhouse and didn't realize they had left the burners on their stove and had items that were piled on the stove and started a fire. So this is a time to be very situationally aware, again, post-storm, until we have full restoration of services and everything has resumed complete normal operations. Thank you.
Chief, have you had incidents with people having generator-related accidents like you talked about with the carbon monoxide, or just being proactive?
Mostly proactive. I have in past storms had very, very similar incidents to this. There have been a few generator fires that have occurred post-storm with this particular Irma, but nothing that I've been made aware of with carbon monoxide at this point.
Are you afraid that maybe the deaths may have been a result of exposure? I was at Century Village yesterday where Broward was handing out food, and the residents there, most of them in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, had no water, had no power. I'm talking elderly people sitting literally with their heads out of the window in order to stay cool enough to survive the night. Would you expect this to be something related to exposure, maybe not carbon monoxide poisoning?
At this point, I would say it's very preliminary, very too early to tell what the situation is on the ground in that particular incident. But as the mayor said, as I know BSO has told everybody, this is a time to be aware, to stay hydrated, to stay cool if possible, with either reaching out to friends, neighbors, relatives. I know several communities where for instance, their clubhouses have got power restored before maybe the residents have. That's a great place to go to relax and cool down, to escape the humidity. Those are some perfect ways. Always to keep water, keeping hydrated is another excellent way to stay cool and stay healthy. Anything else?
So you don't know why this place in Hollywood is being evacuated?
I have not been told the circumstances other than we're assisting in the evacuation effort.
Thank you, Chief.
Mm-hmm.
Mayor, can you talk a little bit about fuel? I guess the port has gotten some fuel deliveries. Can you address that a little bit, where we're at?
Absolutely. So yesterday, we were doing a count of our fuel, and we have been fine on fuel, no shortages, but we did receive 4 additional tankers of fuel in yesterday for petroleum ships full of fuel. We also received, of course, our first cruise passengers back that had been waiting out there to come home. And there is no shortage of fuel. So as it stands, we had the trucks lined up to take the fuel out of Port Everglades yesterday. They were filled up and they were on the road as soon as they were full. So that's not an issue. I wanted to bring you just a bit of an update on the deaths that you asked me about just earlier about the nursing home. So to my knowledge and my understanding, what I have right now is that there is a total of 5 deaths from the same facility, that 3 occurred at the facility and 2 on arrival to the hospital were pronounced deceased. At this time, they've not given us the details of what the causative factors of the death were, but we will definitely keep you posted as we get that. But that, for now, is all we have, is that there were a total of 5.
And do you know what happened and why?
No.
There is speculation that it's power. If it is a power issue, can you make any comment about that?
So yesterday, during our conversation with FPL, myself and County Administrator Bertha Henry recognized that there were some senior citizen communities that did not have power. We asked for them to be escalated in terms of restoration efforts, and at this time, I don't know where they are in that process. So
The FBL was notified to try to step it up for.
Yes, we did.
Any other places that you've asked FBL to
We
kind of
asked.
expedite the
Yes.
return of service?
Yes, we asked for assisted living facilities, nursing homes, and any senior citizen communities.
Mayor, I'm sure you're hearing that a lot of people are very frustrated with instance that they had done things different, and I can attest, I live east, the exact same power pole came down, my same wires came down. It seems like it's just a repeat of Wilma, and we didn't even get the kind of winds we got in Wilma.
So you're asking about the frustrations out
Yes.
on the,
And
in
what do you respond to that?
So first thing is that, yes, we have heard lots of frustrations. We've heard people that are just livid. They say the same thing happened to them each time. Yes, I do hear that comment all the time. They say that the power system should be better and that it should be hardened and that maybe they should think about some underground utilities so that when we have these type of storms that it shouldn't go out. Yes, I've heard those comments. The fact of the matter is that in a lot of situations out there, the crux of why the power is out has to do a lot with what people allow to grow over the power lines. I know that in your situation that may be different. Yours is maybe due to wind damage, and maybe some hardening efforts need to be looked at in your area. But the majority of why people don't have power right now tends to, and per FPL, tends to relate to vegetation, overgrowth, trees that have fallen over from people's personal property, and damaged power lines. In many of these cases, FPL has stated that they've gone out there and prior to storms have asked residents if they could trim trees and have been refused. My best advice at this time to those who are frustrated is, one, if FPL comes to your door and asks you to trim your trees around your power lines, please allow them to do so. I am still without power, and that is the reason why I'm still without power, because some of my neighbors didn't allow their trees to be trimmed when FPL came out there.
Oh, I can attest to that since Wilma, FPL has really cut back. They used to come through our neighborhoods and cut. They basically have probably gutted that end of their budget, but they just don't trim as they used to. I don't think it's a question of even giving permission.
Well, see, in my neighborhood, there's the opposite. And we have lots of trees, and they've offered to trim them. What I'm saying is, I can't give you a solid reason for each individual person not having power. But I can tell you that when I did the check, the majority of what is left is through the vegetation issues, which is them taking out trees and debris from the lines and restoring the lines. Let me just reiterate what FPL said yesterday in their conversation with us, which is that everybody should in Broward County have power before Sunday. And so with that, you know, I'm hoping that gives a more of a timeline that people are asking. I know it's frustrating. I know it's hot.
We've had multiple briefings where an FPL representative was at that lectern telling us how well prepared they were. Why isn't the FPL person here today?
I'm not sure why the FPL person isn't here today. This was not a press conference where I invited lots of people, so maybe she just wasn't invited.
But you were here.
Yes, I was here.
You heard what they said.
I heard that they were prepared.
Does the reality match what they said?
Does the reality match what they said? I'm not practicing in power, but I would say that maybe that it's fallen a little short.
A little, and what was the percentage of people who were without power? Wasn't it?
Initially, when we began the recovery efforts, there was just over 770,000 people that did not have power.
That represents what percentage of the county?
That was, it's representing somewhere around, was it 60% or 70% of our county didn't have power?
70%. Is
Okay.
that acceptable? I mean, what message are you going to take to FPL after this storm?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I've been taking messages to FPL. That's why we've been having so many meetings. I think that I take the frustrations that I'm hearing from the people in the community, and I take them back to FPL. But let me just tell you how many have it now. So from the 777 that it was, or 774 that we started with, right now it's just over 300,000. And so does that sound like they're dragging their feet? No. I think they're moving pretty quickly at restoring power. Should our system be looked at for hardening? Yes. Yes, we really do. We need to look at that because we know that this is not the last wind event we're going to have, and it most certainly is not the first.
Are you aware of any other deaths besides the ones at this Hollywood facility?
The only other death that was reported to our EOC was the one that occurred when the gentleman was putting up the shutters prior to the storm ever hitting. So,
Are there still any major highway road bottlenecks that need attention that people need to be aware of?
yes. So I was just discussing some with the state just before I walked in here. What I have noted was on State Road 84, going east and west, that coming from I-95 to Andrews Avenue, there are trees down, and that may be hazardous, and it's in the roadway. Additionally to that, I've noted that from 595 going east to the ramp that takes you to I-95 north, there are several rows of trees that are protruding into the roadway, and you would have to have a low car, or you have to go into the left lane to miss them. Additionally to that, I believe that we noted that on University Drive from Cleary Boulevard and down into the County Line Road on University Drive, that in several areas there are trees that protrude from the swale into the road and may obscure or block the lane that's closest to the swale. Those are the major roads that I know of that we're working on today with FDOT and the state. And from right now, all the roads that belong to the county we have cleared. We have a few city roads that they're still working on, and you know, you'll see those, they're out there, and we're expecting that by tomorrow the city roads should all be clear.
What about traffic signals? Do you have a percentage of?
Oh my
those that are
goodness.
out?
Okay, so traffic signals, we've been working on traffic signals day and night. Right now, I don't have a percentage, but I can tell you that in the major areas, in the major intersections, those traffic signals have been put up and they're running. In the areas that are leading up to the major road intersections like Pembroke Pines Boulevard, Miramar Parkway, Sheridan Street, all those, the streets that are going east and west, those east and west traffic signals have been worked on. What we're working on right now are the smaller streets.
Any kind of dollar damage estimates?
How much? 55% are back on.
Of traffic signals?
Yes, 55% of our traffic signals are back on.
Anybody have a percentage on the number of T-bone accidents that have happened? Because every 5 seconds a truck goes by.
You know what? All we can do is stress the four-way stop.
I know. I almost had 4 T-bone.
Okay, so the question was how many T-bone accidents? I said, all we can do is stress the four-way stop.
Any dollar amount of damage estimate yet?
We do not have a dollar amount of the damage estimate as of yet, but we will have that in the next couple of days.
Has the county thought about putting out more stop signs? Fort Lauderdale did some stop signs, and I think it's helping with not the budget for that.
On the city roads, that's the city's purview as to whether or not they want to put up stop signs. On county roads right now, we're not necessarily in need of stop signs because those traffic signals are going.
And do you have any maybe estimate on when you think the traffic signals are going to all be restored?
We think before the weekend.
Mayor, can you talk about water quality? Because that's usually a problem. So far, I haven't noticed that there've been any problems with boiled water orders or anything like that given out. What's the assessment on the viability of the water supply?
Our water supply is great. The cities that had the issues early on when the storm hit and affected their plants, they've all, for the most part, been back online. Pembroke Pines came back online yesterday. They had one of the biggest issues that affected the largest amount of their residents. Hollywood's back online. And so far, I haven't heard of any other major problems. You know, Hollywood was giving water to several other cities. That's why they were on the list for boiled water. Once Hollywood got back online, those cities got back online. So I believe that the problem has been restored, and we should be good at this point.
So there are no boil water orders that you're aware of?
It was only Pembroke Pines as of last night, and I believe that they were cleared.
So then why are pods necessary?
Pods are necessary for the people who live in places that have not returned to full power yet, because they don't have access to ice. Some of them don't have access to water. Many of them are senior communities. And what we're trying to do is, if they can't go out and get it, they'll sit in their homes and they may die. So we have a pod set up so that we can give it to them. Like Century Village and Pembroke Pines had distribution yesterday on the pod. And they have other senior communities that they're distributing water and ice and food supplies to as well.
I have not seen National Guards on the street. The other day you were criticized for lifting a curfew. Some people said you shouldn't have done it, but in hindsight, at least from my perspective, it looks like it was a good call, and it helped get people back into businesses, back out on the street, looking for the things that they need. What's your assessment on that?
Like I said the other day, I don't regret not extending the curfew. We didn't need it. One, people were looking for food. They were looking for restaurants to open up. They were looking to be able to get a hot meal. And the only way that that's going to happen is if we allow the essential personnel for each of those individual places to work. For example, all the people that called about Costco needing to open up. Costco need people to stock their shelves. If we implemented another curfew, the people from Costco wouldn't be able to go to work. Target, the same thing. Publix got all their workers mobilized in the nighttime so that by the time the daytime hours came, they were able to supply communities with vital needs like food and water. So I felt like we were moving in the right direction. That was the most appropriate thing to do. You got to remember something else. We have a lot of people that live paycheck to paycheck. To be out of a job and not drawing a paycheck for 5 full days is a significant harm to that family. And so Broward County, we're aware of the economic impacts and the financial strains that a hurricane can put on a community. And I think that all the decisions that we've made as a team collaboratively here in Broward County has put Broward County way ahead of others, and I'm very proud of that.